Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for our e-Gurukula sessions. And there are so many amazing topics to discuss. Everyone is looking in this world to have a good shelter. Hmm. Shelter means what? A place where we can be safe, we can be secure, and ultimately we can be happy forever. Right? But unfortunately, people don't know where is such place. And they look into the false places. They look into the some so-called worldly development, but that is temporary. People look into some relationships in this world, that is also temporary. People look into some kind of investments and then some kind of money making plans and some kind of comforts and bungalows or the things, gadgets or so, that's also temporary. The only real thing of this world is the Supreme Lord's eternal nature and the guarantee of the death. Everyone is going to leave the body, but that our true understanding is we are a spirit soul, we are Atma. And when we connect to that permanent personality, that eternal personality, then there is no question of losing anything. Fear comes because one loses. Fear comes because one thinks that how, what will happen to me. So, but then if you connect to that Supreme Lord, then there is no need to fear. You are able to read here what is written here. Can someone read?
No
Prabhuji,
place
no.
to worry when you pray to Lord Hari.
No place for worry when you pray to Lord Hari. So you can remember this nice poematic phrase. So if you pray to Lord Hari, Hari means Harna, Har Lena. So Lord Hari takes away all our problems and anxieties, and He gives us the bliss. That's why Krishna, He attracts and He gives Ananda for us. So, and especially when we try to connect with Him, when we try to practice Krishna consciousness and all, then why not He will do? And for His pure devotees, how He does and how amazingly He cares for them. That is our today's topic. You'll learn how Krishna is so caring, how Krishna has amazing plans for His pure devotees. So let us start. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanutam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Shatarine Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayade Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So let us continue our discussion, our Tuesday story session, and we're reading from the book Mahabharata. So this is chapter 4th. Duryodhana begins his evil schemes. And as we read, are you all able to see the screen? Is the book screen is visible? Yeah? Okay. So,
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am? No.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You can hear.
Yeah. So this is about the scene where Bhima and Duryodhana and who else? Dushasana, his brother. Both of them had now very heinous way they have planned to feed the poison to Bhima through inviting a feast and all that. Vella we read about, right? Nice. That was a place, a resort place. They have gone. They have sported. Then it was a feast arranged, and especially Duryodhana sat next to Bhima, and then that poison food was been given to him, and they sported, and then the poison effect started. So now let's read further what how. And then finally we read also, right, when the other princes had gone back to the mansion, Duryodhan saw this opportunity, his opportunity. Along with Dushasan, he bound Bhima's arms and legs with the strong cords. Looking furtively around, the brothers quickly rolled the unconscious prince into the river. Now just imagine what will happen. If you go under the river, we are not a fish body that you can smell oxygen from water and survive. And what to speak if you don't know swimming. And on the top of that, Bhima is not conscious also. Then how he will be putting his efforts to come out of? So that's what Duryodhana very, what we say, intelligently planned. So that finish, no chance for him to come back. That's what he dipped him. And those days, river means not that you just get in and then the water finishes. No, it is really deep, vast, huge, and practically down it will be deadly animals, aquatics, which will practically looking for fleshy bodies and things and all. And Bhima is already stout and strong. So the danger has come in the life of the devotees. Now let's see what happened. Bhima sank to the bottom of the river and was carried by underwater currents. The celestial abode of the divine serpent beings, the Nagas, could be reached through the Ganges, and Bhima was swept along a mystical path right into their midst. So Nagas, they stay underwater, the celestial, what we call these snakes kind of things. So they have much more higher powers than humans also. Humans are earthly living entities, but especially these personalities, they stay underwater. Anyone can recall the episode underwater? Which episode happened underwater?
Krishna rescuing father.
Yeah, Krishna rescued his father. Yeah, correct. Who was that personality underwater?
Nanda Maharaj.
No. Nanda Maharaj, obviously, but who captured Nanda Maharaj? Who
Varuna.
the Varuna, the servant of Varuna, because Nanda Baba was untimely, had gone for a bath. So he took him away down. But then the Lord Krishna finally goes underwater to the abode of Varuna. So that is a place. Yeah, Kaliya's episode also, yeah, some of you are saying. One more episode happened underwater. Some of the episode underwater. Who knows?
Prabhuji, his guru's childs.
Guru's sons.
Kalia.
Kaliya is already answered, yeah. One more episode. Very amazing.
Panchajanya Shankar.
That is you said, yeah, correct. Yeah, Panchajanya conchal. The demon had eaten, so then the Krishna enters into they kills that, but there is no found. Then they go to Yamaraj. Then Yamaraj brings the son of his teacher. Yeah. Any other episode? I'll give a hint from Krishna book only. Underwater episode happened. So very interesting thing. People think, how can there be life? At least in water, people are able to see because they see the fishes. And then the deep down also water, there is a civilization of other living entities. Right? Recently, the scientists have discovered which place was sunk underwater, and it finally got the Dwarka. The remnants of Dwarka were found below. So of course that was on the planet Earth, but then it got submerged. But there is a civilization. So Prabhupada was giving a very amazing logic. So people think, how can there be life on sun? Just because we are not able to go, we are not able to live, there is no life. Prabhupada gives example, in water there are living entities, and we are not able to live in water. Why not? There will be living entities on fire, in the sun. They have a fiery body. We have earthly body. The aquatics, they have a watery body. Okay. So anyone remembered which episode happened? From Krishna book, underwater. Okay, I will give a hint now. It was somebody who come to take Krishna and Balram. Now anyone?
Prabhuji Uddhav.
Not Uddhav, Akrur, yeah, Akrur. Akrur comes to take Krishna and Balram, and then what happened underwater? What was the scene?
Akrura will see the universal form.
Not exactly universal form, yeah, but he sees many other forms.
Prabhuji, Akrura saw that he visited underwater Vishnu Loka. Prabhuji.
Yes, Lord Vishnu. And not only Lord Vishnu, he saw Narada, he saw Kumaras, right? He saw Anantashesh, on whose body, yeah. So the point is, you see, there are things happening underwater also. It is said even the Hiranyaksha, he also goes underwater and challenges Varuna. Yeah, challenges Varuna. Huh?
Prabhuji
Yeah.
Sheshnag.
Yes. So point is this, we get to know. So the Nagas are there now in this area, and somehow Bhima's body was being carried away through that path mysteriously into right in the center of Nagas, snakes. Now let's see. At once, the snakes began to bite the humans, so suddenly arrived amongst them. Because snakes, by nature, they are envious. They don't allow anyone else to come in their part or things. And envy means the poison, and snakes are full of poison. So they suddenly saw some human came right in the midst of them. They started biting the body of that human. I mean, the Bhima, it was body. Their virulent poison proved to be the antidote to the plant poison Duryodhana had administered. Yeah, what do you understand from this? Their virulent poison proved to be the antidote to the plant poison Duryodhana had administered. What is the meaning of this? So Duryodhana had given a poison to the Bhima's body, correct? Through food. So Bhima's whole body was filled with poison. And the snakes came and they started biting. So what they are taking out? They're taking out the poison only.
Poison.
Yeah. So generally what happened, you have seen, I don't know how many of you have seen, if the person gets the snake bite, immediately they try to suck it out so that the poison doesn't penetrate deeper into the part of the body. That poison effect reduces. So the Bhima's body filled with the poison and snakes are coming and they're now taking out. So they're taking out poison only. So from Bhima's body, the poison is coming out. So Bhima is coming back to the consciousness. Amazing, right? So Bhima slowly came back to his senses as the effect of the poison wore off. He woke to find himself on a strange river bank, surrounded by large serpents bearing their fangs. Like that, they were doing so much. And suddenly Bhima opened his eyes and saw that, oh, so many snakes around and putting his fangs and all. Right? Let's see what happened further. Bhima burst the cords binding his limbs. Like this, he threw it off. He picked up the snakes and dashed them to the ground. Bhima came back to his life with this. He started grabbing the snake and started hitting. So all of you remember the Kaliya episode, how Krishna was giving a hit. He pressed some into the earth with his fist and hurled others to a distance. Seeing him render dozens of snakes unconscious, the others fled away in terror. So which example comes in your mind? Who was rescued from a snake? Now here Bhima fought against snakes and snakes ran away. Which other episode you remember? Who was rescued from the snake's coil?
Prabhuji, that
Who?
Prabhuji, that Krishna's friend, Prabhuji.
No, that Kalia episode over. Obviously, Krishna and all the friends, they came out. But I'm saying another example. Let us see who remember.
Repeat the question again.
Question is who others who other personality came out of the coils of a snakes. Now here Bhima could the Prahlad Maharaj. Yes, who said?
Prabhuji Manvik.
Acha, Manvik Prabhu. Yeah, thank you. So all of you remember, right? The Hiranyakashipu had even tried many ways. So one of the way was putting him in the poisonous, deadly snakes coil. So there also, and like that, many episodes are there. Of course, the snake bites and many things happen. But especially, it was a huge bodies of snakes, not one or two, huge, deadly snakes. Now Bhima also here is right away out. The Nagas went quickly to their king Vasuki. With fearful voices, they said, "O king, a human fell among us, bound with cords. Perhaps he had been poisoned, for he was unconscious. When we bit him, he regained his senses and overpowered us. You should go to him at once." So save. Oh, Master, please save us. Right? So this is naturally everyone looks for a help. So Nagas, they have their master. So the master and subordinate will find in all the places. Don't we find that ants also, they go in a queue. Birds also, they have the leader bird in the front and all other birds, they flock behind, right? In a school also, the leader leading student will be in the front. All the children will walk behind him till the classrooms. So here also master is there in the front, and same way Supreme Lord Krishna is our master, and his representatives are our spiritual masters. So we should also follow in their line. So any problem comes in our life, we should also approach them. And normally also we should approach, not only for problems, but especially in problems, generally we forget. So we should cautiously remember. Interesting, na? Nagas, they have their master Vasuki. Vasuki assumed a human form, because he thought of, if I go as a snake again, so because the human has come, so let me take a form of a human. So there are many, they have the powers actually to change the form as one likes. Okay, so now one more episode comes in mind. I think none of you said. Who else was in the danger of a snake bite, but he was saved? Prahlad episode, you said there are multiple snakes, but there's one snake bite, but he was saved. Bite happened, but he was saved. Very famous. Where else you find the snake episode? Somebody was cursed to be bitten by a snake. Who was he?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj. But then Parikshit really left his body after the snake bite, right? How come he was saved? How come he was saved?
Prabhuji, he listened to Bhagavad Gita, Prabhuji.
Not Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavatam.
Yes. Manvik Prabhu, Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam. Yes. So what happened by hearing Bhagavatam? So
He got liberation.
Yes. So actually what happened, he heard Srimad Bhagavatam, he sat in a meditation, and with his samadhi only, he already left the body to back to Godhead. But snake came. What is the name of that snake? Here Vasuki is a snake name. What is that snake name? What is that snake name? Takshak. Yeah, Takshak. So the Takshak came and bit the dead body. That's all. And people thought, oh, he got bitten and he left and died. But no, Parikshit Maharaj has already left the body, because this is a proof. Krishna's devotee never perishes. You remember that statement in the beginning? What was that statement you read? Hari Vari.
No worry when you worship Hari.
No worry when you worship Lord Hari. So Parikshit Maharaj worship Lord Hari. Prahlad Maharaj worship Lord Hari. Bhima, he also worship Lord Hari. No worry. The deadliest attack, the snake bite, is practically no cure. because poison spread so badly, you cannot get back. But what all other attacks and what happened? But no worry, Lord's devotee are always protected. Interesting. So there is one section in the Srimad Bhagavatam. I have to just recall which episode it is. The benediction of that, hearing that episode, hearing that Leela of Srimad Bhagavatam, the benediction is what? Nobody will be, Govardhan Leela. Yes. Govardhan Leela. So anybody hears Govardhan Leela, so the result is what? He will be never bitten by snake bite. Right. And of course, Lord also promises, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja.
Prabhuji, is it Govardhan or Kaliya Leela, Prabhu?
Govardhan. We might be thinking Kali also. As such, every Leela there is no problem. But in particular, of course, I think there is said in a reverse way. Somebody who doesn't worship Govardhan, he will be bitten by snake. So I think maybe reverse way. But the point is, if you become the devotee of the Lord, that is ultimate shelter. No need to fear. No need to worry. Yeah, our Prahlad Prabhu is writing, past bring tears, future bring fears. Yeah. So now let's see what happened. Now here the Vasuki came in the form of a human, rose from his bejeweled throne and walked gracefully out of his palace. Arka, a Naga chief, went with him. So another name. So snakes also, they have their names. Not that only humans have names. Everyone, living entities amongst them, they have the names. Arka had long ago lived upon the earth in a human society. He was Kunti's great grandfather. Haribol. Here is a connection. So Kunti's great grandfather, his grandfather's father, in that connection, Arka. So he was a humanly body, he had lived and he had gone back to snake society again. And he immediately recognized Bhima as his great grandson. Haribol. Smiling, he introduced himself and embraced the prince. Haribol, welcome. He is my great grandson. And naturally, grandfathers love grandsons more, right, than the father also, right? Grandfather has a more affection. Grandparents have more affection towards the grandsons. Keep a mute, Manvik Prabhu. Sound is coming. Thank you. Seeing this, Vasuki was pleased and said to Arka, "What service can we render to this boy? Let us give him an abundance of gems and gold." Right? So you remember recently we read Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. What title we gave? Prabhupada also got under so many difficulties. But what Prabhupada saw in those difficulties? You remember that title? We discussed, we uploaded also with that name. Seeing an opportunity, seeing adversity as an opportunity. So now Bhima was given as an adversity of kind of a, yeah, correct. So kind of attack upon him, but that adversity became an opportunity for Bhima. Now how? You see, Arka looked at the powerful Bhima and replied, "I think this prince would be best served by us if we let him partake of our rasa." What is that our rasa? Now you see the juice, some special liquid was there. Now let's see what happened. Vasuki agreed. Bringing Bhima back to his palace, he arranged for pots of the ambrosial rasa to be brought for him. This drink was distilled from the celestial herbs, and by drinking even one pot, a man would become permanently endowed with the vigor and strength of 1,000 elephants. Right? So this was the power of the drink. So this is ambrosial liquid of the celestial herbs. So if you take a cow milk, it nourishes our brain tissues. It makes us very intelligent to understand the subjects, to remember the things, and develop a proper responsibility in our life. Because cow is our mother. So there are like that. We drink Charanamritam. Charanamritam means what? What is meaning by Charanamrit?
That means that water which that Lord's feet is washed.
The liquid where the Lord's feet are washed. So we every day in the temple, or for that matter, any temples you go, they give Charanamritam after darshan.
Yeah, Prabhu.
So there is an interesting verse. I'll try to recollect the. I have to remember the details, but the meaning is by drinking Charanamrita, all the papa, whatever previous sins we might have done, all get cleared, and all our future life becomes freed from all the unwanted things, and we get liberated. So that is the highest drink. So whenever we come to temple, we should never forget to take Charanamrita. Sometime I also forget, but we have to thoughtfully, we should look forward and drink that nectar. So this nectar, now it is helping for the body. Anyone remember where else the nectar episode comes? The liquid.
Churning of ocean.
Churning of milk ocean. So that is called as Amrita. So does that mean really one becomes immortal and never dies? Yes.
No, Prabhu.
Then why that is called as Amrita?
Prabhu, it extends our lifetime by 10,000 years, Prabhu.
It extends our lifespan, but that doesn't mean that we become immortal. Okay, but there is one drink, who knows, that make us permanently, we never die by drinking that. Anyone knows? What is that drink?
Rasa of the holy name, Prabhu.
Sorry.
Yeah, Prabhu, that means nectar of Bhagavad Gita and the holy name.
That's why every day morning in our temple we read from the book. If you see morning aartis, afterwards there is a, just when we recite Shikshashtakam, there we read from the Srila Prabhupada book. The reading from the Namamritam, the nectar of the holy name, by his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So that drink, that Namamrita, that nectar of the holy name is available for every one of us. Just chant every day, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this drink is freely given, distributed, market places given by Chaitanya, Nityananda Prabhu and Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees down the line. So we should not miss to drink this nectar, permanent nectar. Okay, so here Bhima is getting a nectar which is good for his body, especially good for his strength. So now let us see what happens. Yeah. So the one pot is having a such power. Now let us see. The Nagas placed a number of pots in front of Bhima and invited him to drink. Bhima sat facing the east, and as he always did before eating or drinking, offered prayers to the Lord. See, sometimes what happens, something great, our delightful things comes or very special items comes, immediately we'll pounce upon and start taking. But Bhima, that's why they are the great devotees. Why? Because gratitude, thanking the Lord, expressing our thanks to the Lord for giving us all these things. So Bhima, although he has been welcomed, now such a huge pots are open in front of him, not that immediately grabbed and started drinking. So can someone say who grabbed and started drinking? There is one episode. Somebody grabbed the thing and started drinking only.
Balaram drinking Varuni. Balaram drinking Varuni.
Oh, that is a positive example. He is a supreme Lord only. He need not to offer any prayers. But the Asuras, after the churning of milk ocean, when the nectar formed. Sorry?
Yeah, Prabhu, I was thinking that example, but in that case, they don't start drinking, they start fighting.
Yeah, I mean, they also grab the nectar pot and start running. But Devatas, they followed the Supreme Lord. Lord told, don't worry. The nectar pot will come, they will take away, but I will come as a Mohini Murti and you should just follow. So before eating, we should offer the prayers. This is a very good practice and very important practice. Sanctioned food and sanctified food. So food will become, now we are taking sanctioned food. I'm sure none of us were taking meat, eggs or wine or all these things. But the food will become sanctified when we offer to the Lord and offer prayers before honoring it. Okay. So if you don't know Prasad prayers, then at least chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 3 times. But there are standard Prasadam prayers. Mahaprasade. Anyone of you know that standard prasadam prayers before
Only
eating?
some, Prabhuji. Can I say? Can I try once?
Yeah. No need to try, but just keep a note. Yeah, good. Nice to hear at least Akul Prabhu knows something. But I hope others also might have heard about the standard prasadam prayers. Atharva Prabhu also. Yeah.
Prabhuji in temple, when we eat prasad, they will tell before eating the prasad.
Yeah. So in our what you are saying, Divyesh Prabhu?
Yeah, bro, they have actually means sent that prasad place in the group also coming.
Yeah. Yes. So you know that? You remembered prayers? You memorized?
Memorized, but I forgot to do later.
Yeah. So please try. I remember in our school days also what to speak in the temple. In the school, when we used to go, when we were in a children, like all of your age, 3rd standard, 4th standard, still I remember our teacher used to tell all of you sit in a circle, small circles make, and then open your pots, open our dabbas, and then don't start eating. First fold your palms and recite the prayers. And in our traditional language, we were from Maharashtra, so Marathi we used to sing the prayers. मुखी घास घेता करावा विचार कशासाठी हे अन्न मी सेविनार. Just think for what purpose you are eating. So use this food by thanking the Lord you are getting from him, and then use that energy what you will get to serve properly by becoming responsible. And we have prayers given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, very amazing. Now you can take that as a homework. At least try to recite those prayers by seeing, and easily you will get memorized. That's why we also learned. Mahaprasade Govinde Very short prayer. It's not much big also. Just 7-8 lines. But it's a very good practice. It just take 1 minute, not more also. That is thanking the Lord before taking. Okay. So Bhima, you see, that's why he's a pure devotee. He's not forgetting. And then what happened? He then lifted one of the large pots of rasa and quaffed it down in one gulp. One of the big pot he took and drank it fully in one go only. It is kept in front of him, so fully he drank whole thing only. So now further what happened and how many pots it goes, and then how it comes out, whether it's going to come out or settle there only, that we'll discuss in our next week. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So many important lessons to note down as we discussed in the beginning. When you pray to Lord Hari, then there is no worry. So we saw the example of Bhima, Prahlad, Parikshit, all the Pandavas here, how is going on. So we also want to become free from all worries. So not to forget to pray to Lord Hari. And especially at the end, we saw about how offering prayers. So expressing our thanks, expressing our gratitude. So food we are getting from Lord, so surely we should express our thanks. Then somebody else gives us something and all, surely we should never forget to say thanks. The least minimum is to say thank you. And the best is to give back also. Somebody gives us something, then we should give back again as a reciprocation. So never to forget. So these amazing episodes we get to learn from these descriptions. Thank you all very much for joining. Let us end with Vaishnav Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
जय.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Jai.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you and Hare Krishna.